gentlemen, 17 days into the month of March. Yes, 2025. You're welcome to the biggest morning show. This is the A Club. Beautiful Monday morning. My name is Joe. We're still the gun. We set the gun now. As of it's the gun right here on 24. 24 studios at the East Legon Cross. Is quite cool. Amplify you experience and we cover inspiration. The hashtag is my zoom straight daily recap everything that has been station national on throwing that major on the hashtag is hashtag the handles MX2GA on all platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel. Follow MX24 on Ayoba. Updates and as you number 0599246 to the M. Catch up on all the and excitement of the AM Club featuring engaging comments and exclusive content to and also reach us via our WhatsApp that 3351 sending you anything that we cover on show for my daily dose of them. All right, so it's time for DDOV. It stands for Daily Dose of Them. Time for us to get some inspiration. And since it's Ghana month, we focus with our DDV on Ghanaian personalities. Today, we're looking at one of the fathers of the land. Yes, he's a great father of the land. Nicholas Duncan Williams, born 12th of May, 1957. He's a Ghanaian religious leader and independent charismatic preacher, serving as the presiding Archbishop and General Overseer of the Action Chapel International ACI Ministry, headquartered in Accra, Ghana. ACI operates globally with affiliates and branch churches in North America, Europe, and Africa. Let's get to hear it from him.
There is something wrong with this generation where people think that if you have money than your father, then you are better than your father. Who told you? You have money more than your mother, so you are better than your mother. You are joking. There are two kinds of blessings that you must never miss in this life. And I'll show it to you. It's paternal blessings and maternal blessings. We call it the blessings of the father, the blessings of the breast, and the blessings of the womb. Those two blessings. Joseph was loaded in famine, had more than his father Jacob, but the blessing to bless Ephraim, Manasseh, and the future was upon the father. It wasn't upon him. Today, we have defined spirituality to be material things. Something is wrong. The values have changed. The standards have changed.
The values have changed, the standards have changed. Yes, and it's quite evident that we might not take, some people may not take spirituality serious, but hey, the womb that gave birth to you is a blessing. Yeah. So when you hear someone say, oh, bless your womb, bless your mother's womb, it's a blessing. Your father who gave birth to you, it's a blessing. So today, if you are not talking to any one of them, I entreat you to go back and look at it. I mean, yes, you know, sometimes our generation, what we're facing right now is different from what they used to face. So there might be some, you know, some strife here and there, but they remain your father, they remain your mother, regardless. I keep on saying this. Anyone who has your mother and your father alive today, you're blessed. You're totally blessed. So, with that being said, I hope you've taken a cue from this and you make that work for today. That's a wrap for Daily Dose of Vim for today. Time for us to take a quick look at major happenings across the world next, getting straight into Coffee Daily. But before we get Illy, let's take some music. Here it is. It's Joe Metal featuring Sandra Boak.
You come, that part is my favorite part. Well, you're welcome back. This is still the AM Club coming to you live 24 in the street, Ghana, for Coffee Daily. To be trending on X, any other here on the show. But before we get into that, let's talk about what we all want, and that is success. Everybody wants it. Everybody dreams of it. We all aspire, succeed, and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way just to be successful. Charlie, when work gets tough, and I bet it will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days where you need somebody to be there for you, Kuukua Coffee will be by your side. It's a rich, creamy 3-in-1 blend with a great taste and aroma that would aid kickstart your day. Whether you're working or just creating beautiful memories with friends and loved ones, Kuukua Coffee will be there with you every single moment. So no matter where you're at, as you chase after those goals, keep Kuukua Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Kuukua Coffee is with you every single moment. Now let's check what is trending on X.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your makeup is Kuukua Coffee.
You are crazy. That's the thing. You are actually very, very crazy.
No, but it's Kuukua Coffee.
How is that?
It's rich.
What are you actually implying?
It's a 3-in-1 blend.
It's a 3-in-1 blend, eh?
Yes, yes.
It's giving Kuukua Coffee.
So you should know you are looking beautiful this morning.
Okay, people.
See, just take it and take it in good faith.
In good faith, oh. I shouldn't always be negative. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was weekending.
It was there like that.
It was there like that.
Me.
It was just there.
This weekend, yeah, I said nothing will stress me. I said, God, pardon moi. Me and you.
Oh, but me this weekend party, yeah. I think apart from going to church and going for evangelism, I didn't step out.
Same here.
Same here. I just put everything off. I told you I was going to put my phone off. Literally, I couldn't put it off because I know maybe if there are emergencies here and there, and you know, and yeah. So I was how do they even call it? House husband. Yeah. Yes, I was a house husband. So
for the weekend.
For the weekend.
I was the house for the weekend. I did not step out.
Because I
funerals, I dodged them. I was at home. Even yesterday, I didn't go to church, strangely.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I didn't go to church. I was like, no, I am tired. My body is crying. Like, when I see this, but the body is tired. I have to rest. So I took the weekend off from everything. Totally blacked out.
But it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, for those who are watching, sometimes you need to, just take a break of every single thing. You get it? Every single thing. And, it's rejuvenating. Yeah. Sometimes you need to refresh yourself. You need to start afresh. Yeah. So someone will say, oh, you don't have a pin in, as in human. When you want to reset, even...
you don't have a button you could press and then...
Or you have a pin. When you want to reset like a doll or something, sometimes you need to, press that pin.
Put a pin in...
Yeah.
Twist
so
it
that
down.
pin, you need to find the pin on yourself where you need to put yourself down and know that, oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. All right, anyways, let's get into trends right now. Fares are being increased.
Reduced, rather.
No, fares are being increased, but petrol is coming down.
Yeah.
So that's what we don't get.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The fare is being increased, but petrol is also coming down.
Air chronosem stealing. Broad daylight criminals. That's what drivers are.
So that is also in the trends too as well. I'm also hearing that the OSP and the ex-finance minister too are going at it.
They should go at it.
Left, right, center.
They should go at it.
In terms of football, there's a lot of football that is trending here. Newcastle is trending, of course. They are FA Cup winners of beating Liverpool. And I didn't see it coming, but I did know that Newcastle would definitely give them a tough time.
Okay.
And yes, they
So
get.
even though you were
time.
against Liverpool, you.
Oh yes, I was against Liverpool, Mom.
Yeah,
As
I
for
know.
Liverpool, I was against Liverpool.
Yes, but even though you were against
Because
them,
definitely they are going to take the league. So I think they feel like, okay, we're going to take the league. So, but I was expecting them to go like maybe try and get a treble, you know, get towards UEFA Champions League, get the FA Cup, and then get the league. UEFA Champions League, they are out. FA Cup so man fa. Into league ni they are chum. Yeah. Who is Bobo? I have no idea, but Bobo. Okay. I thought you said something. So
I said Sanchez.
It also. Is there a Bobo Shanti?
Bobo Shanti. I would not know.
Sanchez is trending. Isak is trending. Chelsea, yes, yesterday they were beaten by Arsenal as well. Arsenal beat them 1-0. Miss Annie.
Why is she trending?
Who is Annie?
Oh, she's a social media influencer.
Okay, then let's get into it then. Because I had no idea about who Miss Annie is.
That's Miss Annie.
She's a Ghanaian?
Yes.
Oh, wow. The way you said social media, I thought maybe because Ghanaian social media influencer are maintaining Kadie.
Oh, Miss Annie is
Miss
popular.
Annie.
You know her face, so once you play it,
Okay, so Miss Annie says, Ajay Kwena, oh favorite gang girl, happy Sunday, Anyami.
That's her. You don't know this girl? Interesting. I actually even thought that she was your family member.
Me? Why? Why is that?
She's a gang girl. She looks like your sisters.
Oh.
She's slim.
She's a gang girl?
Yes, that's her. She looks like your sisters. That's her.
Oh, yeah, she does look like Fufu,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, she looks like Fufu.
Yeah, she does.
I thought that she was your family member.
No, I've not seen her before. But why is she trending?
I don't even know.
Okay, so Elda says Miss Annie's Bobo broke up with her because a man bought a TV that cost 6,000 cedis for her. Bobo couldn't hold the pressure from the strange man. He ran.
Oh.
So is it a skit or something?
I cannot tell. Okay, so let's see.
Okay, so it be like she get broken heart, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So that's the post.
All right, so she says, if you think you are having a terrible day, just know that today is supposed to be me and Bobo's 2-year anniversary today. But he broke up with me yesterday when I was prepping for 2 events. I attended the events with smiles and created content, so yours might be better. Oh, so so that's why Bobo 2 is trending. So, when you're broken hearts. Oh, okay.
So this is the TV that is causing the wahala. Go back.
This is the TV. Which one?
Oh, Jay, you've gone too far. Come down a little bit. Calm down. Oh, Jay, you've missed it.
I've missed it. Oh.
I think this is okay.
This is the...
Let's
need a bigger TV. I was like, I don't need no big TV. This one works fine. Also, I don't even buy Wi-Fi, so I don't even use this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me play it back again.
Let me tell you guys how someone gave me 7,000 Ghana cedis on TikTok to buy a TV. Last week I got a random message on TikTok. You need a bigger TV. I was like, I don't need no big TV. This one works fine. Also, I don't even buy Wi-Fi, so I don't even use this one. The person was like, you need Wi-Fi and then a big TV. I feel like they sent me 1K instantly to go get Wi-Fi, and then I was told to go and check the price of a bigger TV. I checked the price and it ranges between 4K to 8K. This man gave me 6K instantly. Instantly, I bought the TV, ordered my ride. When you like a Shinyango is fast, and also very affordable. Because my TV is quite obolue. Yes, I had to use Yango Cargo Delivery, and today, here we are. You know what's funny? Whenever I post a video, you guys are like, Miss Any, change your TV is too small. Charlie TV, why would I want to change the TV? And speaking of for this much, because TV nigga about 5 to 10 years, because it does everything for me. No one can give me pleasure. I say buy a TV. Yeah, a TV where the random stranger, God bless you so much. I'm living one of my dreams because of you.
Let's talk about people who are really using the GA because there's been conversations on that.
Yeah.
1, Jeffrey Norte.
Yeah.
2, he's introduced me
is
to
a
Miss
proud
Annie.
gang girl.
Wow.
It's waiting about in the journal. The person giving me the information. This is what the boy left him.
So Nungwa boy Annie all this for, and he still broke up with her. Fear Nigerian men. Bobo be Nigerian man.
Bobo is a Nigerian man.
Oh. Bobo Nini.
No, I said chewing gum.
Okay. There it is.
I said, who should?
Shalom Nicole says, someone should tell me what I'm hearing is false. Bobo broke up with Miss Annie. If he doesn't like trouble, he better return our PS5. Else, how can you serve our sister breakfast after everything? Do you know the price of PS5? Oh my goodness. So was this... Oh, okay, so she got him a PS5. Hey, and yeah, Bobo, no... No guy in his right senses would cheat on Miss Annie. Oh, okay. And when he... I said boys vex Miss Annie for TikTok on her trip Bobo PS5. I wonder what they on this matter for TikTok, Charlie.
When they want to do.
What are your reasons? So that thing be say Ghana boys were on sign on wow far border. That go find Nigerian guy be oh boy, wherever. What say about country? So me, I'm hurt, bro. I'm so hurt. That be why I bust my ball. So.
Okay, it's your time though.
Oh yeah, she be nice girl, but she no get ass.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
All right.
Okay, so that's the reason I should turn. We can move on to other trends. It's too early for this kind of...
But she's a slim girl. So, I mean, what else?
All these children on social media, they vex. Rosé ni drill.
Rosé.
Hey, social media relationships.
All right, so I think all is sports. Everything on here is sports regarding football, to be precise. But yeah.
And new appointments.
Yes.
New appointments. And very first thing, Gideon Ayikwe got an appointment. Someone else got an appointment. Oh, goodness of gracious. Shall you guys find out from me? I know I saw Gideon Ayikwe's own this dawn. Oh, and John Pinsel. He's been appointed assistant coach for the Black Stars. Yes. So congratulations to them. The appointments continue. Another week to receive more appointments. And the government is coming together, okay? Congratulations to these two gentlemen. I have both of them that are going to do the very best. Well, we'll move on to our stories for this morning, right after this. So right here on Uduak, and of course I'm doing this with my partner in Christ, Kojo Bre, who to this guys. Use
mute.
No, don't worry, it's my brain. We have Augustine Kobe Singh coming with our stories for this morning. Good morning, Kobe. I wanted to pick on him, but I realized
pick on me. As this Monday.
Don't try me.
You
That is the ahunch coming from this.
I'm going to back for you to pick.
Oh. No, but what day were you born? Uncle Tuesday.
Oh, there was a message about Tuesday. Tomorrow.
Ew.
Yeah.
You know, actually, genuinely. Kwabena.
Yes, ma'am.
If I stop talking about today is a Monday, let's talk about Kojo's.
Yes,
Kojo Niachwa.
There's nothing special about Kojo.
Anyway,
but yeah, I mean,
Bobokala say Kojo for no. Ye Kojari na eba na ye twini ye tutu say. No pen am de kind no.
you see onye mama. We say Jari nye mama.
No pen am de kind no.
What's in the news?
OSP versus Ken Ofori.
Wow.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Someone says it's a Tom and Jerry.
Tell me what the story is. Tell me
So,
what the story is.
you know, towards the exit of the Akufo-Addo-led administration, there was a lot of criticisms to the finance minister, especially that of Ken Ofori, which led to the potential loss of the NPP. I say this because a lot of people voted against the NPP because of the state of the economy at that time. Now, the OSP, at the beginning part of this year, leveled some cases against him, some charges, corruption and corruption-related offences. Now, he was invited to the OSP's office for questioning. Unfortunately, he had to go out of the country on medical reasons. However, it looks like there was some deficit in communication in terms of communicating that to the OSP as to why he was not going to turn up at the questioning and left the country. Then we saw the OSP putting out a wanted statement, wanted as a fugitive of justice against the former finance minister, who later sent in a message saying that he was going to return to the country latest by May 2025. Then the OSP took him off the wanted list. Then we later saw a raid into his house where last week the finance minister explained his side of the story and setting legal suits against the OSP. This morning, we woke up to a statement from the OSP's office about 2 minutes ago saying that the fact that you have sued me does still not, dip any charges against you. You are still a man who is at the heart of corruption and corruption-related offences. Therefore, if you fail to turn up as at June the 2nd, which is supposed to be the day he's supposed to turn up for questioning, then we're going to put you back on the wanted list. Yeah, that is it. So, in as much as he has, as of yesterday, we know that there are 2 legal suits filed by the finance minister. One for the raid and 2 for the wanted statement put up by the office of the finance of the OSP.
Because I saw the first one.
Yeah. So in as the OSP said, yes, I agree that these things happened, but if you fail to turn up on the 2nd of June, you are going back on the wanted list, and you know what that would mean. That would mean that they are going to find means and ways of dragging him, for lack of a better expression, into the country for questioning.
The videos we saw online that he was in town.
They were old videos.
So apparently, the statement we saw in February referenced that he was supposed to undergo, I think, a surgery in March. And then he would need the whole of April to heal and then return in May. If that is anything to go by, that is, so he's not in the country as of now.
So is that why the OSP decided to put it on the June 2nd? Considering what you just said.
Yeah.
You get it. Oh, then they've been
Giving him
considerate,
ample
because
time.
if somebody's been wanted, I don't think they would give that ample time. They would look for the person there and then.
That has also raised a lot of conversation. The fact that you put him on a wanted list shows the urgency of
the urgency of
so how
the
then
issue.
did you now remove him?
To June.
Yes. So which means that it really isn't that urgent. You can actually let it slide for a bit until the person is available. I mean, considering the fact that we've seen in other countries, Kwame Trump is doing his thing. He's been giving.
Was he born on a Saturday?
I'm giving him Kwame Trump. He went on an agreement with the Venezuelan government about the Alien Act against his people. So he's going to allow his people leave America to Venezuela without having to treat them as fugitives or as thieves or as criminals.
Right.
He's gone against it, right? He sent them away like criminals to El Salvador. And people are complaining. Others are also very excited that for a very long time, this particular gang has been wanted.
I'm trying to remember the name of the gang.
Where's my phone?
There's a short term for it. MI6? No, it's not MI6.
No.
It's M something.
3.
Right?
It's MI3. Oh,
yeah.
Why are we standing here so confused? We'll find
like that,
and share with you guys. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if it was that urgent, it was a criminal case. This is a very criminal case. This gang has been looked for years.
Right.
He's in government less than 6 months, and he's done operations like he's in government for 11 years. Like he's doing things that people in government take years to solve.
Yeah.
So if really and truly finance minister was really needed,
you would have found means always.
You could have found means always to find him. And that's what people have been actually saying, that listen, it's important for us to know whether it's really witch hunting or there is some urgent cases that needs to be addressed. And he needs to treat it like that. Else this will all look like witch hunting.
True.
Oh, you can give me up to June. But all of a sudden you gave me a fugitive when I asked for an extended time the first time. Or when my lawyers reached out to you, couldn't tell them that, I can give you up to June.
Before you putting up the wanted, right.
You see, it's a bit way better. What's happening with the NSS case?
So she has been, the latest I know is that she was, what's the word? Released. Yeah, okay. from the detention. As to what the charges are, as of now, we still have no idea of.
It
looks, it's beginning to look
like that.
It's beginning to look like that, especially with oral. After the report was submitted to the necessary
you have not heard anything
authorities, yes, it's been quite. Probably this week we'll see some action, because last week was really a topic for discussion.
And it was still very silent on that.
Yeah.
And even as at a time when, unlike other cases that we've seen, once she was detained, every other conversation ceased around her. Until I don't wear backdoor agreements and anyway.
But also
if someone will also say that it's about investigations, so let's allow them.
Oh, but at least for what we know, she was arrested, she was detained for a certain period.
But what is it with this whole? I think when it comes to this arrests and then liberated or released and all that, maybe there should be a concrete PR on that.
Right.
You get it. Because what we see is maybe media outlets saying that, this person has been arrested. Because over the weekend, I saw that of, is it Reverend Kusi?
Yes.
And then we saw him also coming to say that I've not been arrested. You get me?
I think some people are just
some of these things are really.
And this is why there's been a little gap of communication from the police force and the NIB and what have you. But this is why people are going to be missing down Paris. Let's get into our stories.
Let's get into our stories for this morning. And first of all, start off with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Why? Because breaking news this morning, the Office of the Special Prosecutor warned former Minister Ken relist a wanted person if he fails to appear for 2025. In a statement acknowledging a lawsuit filed by Mr. Yao Ofori challenging the OSP's earlier declaration that he was a fugitive from justice, the OSP clarified that it removed his name from its wanted list in good faith after receiving a request from him. And the statement further stressed that Ofori is mandatorily required to appear in person before the OSP on the 2nd of June 2025. It warned that failure to do so would result in his relisting as a wanted person and being considered a fugitive from justice. Now, the OSP put out a statement. Let's walk you through the details of the statement. And it says, case update, Kenneth Nanaya Ofori, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, acknowledges a lawsuit filed by Kenneth Nanaya Ofori consenting the OSP's prior declaration that he was a wanted person and a fugitive from justice. Mr. Ofori formally requested the OSP to remove his name from the OSP's list of wanted persons with the assurance to the OSP that he would make himself available for questioning on a definite date. The OSP, in good faith and on the basis of Mr. Ofori's assurance, granted his request and removed his name from the OSP's list of wanted persons pending his personal attendance at the OSP on the definite date. Now, Mr. Ofori is mandatorily required to appear in person before the OSP on June the 2nd, 2025. If Mr. Ofori fails to attend the OSP on the scheduled date, he shall be re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons, and the OSP shall consider him a fugitive from justice, whereupon the OSP will cause the inassurance of an Interpol red notice in his regard and also cause the initiation of extradition proceedings in any jurisdictions in which he may be found. The OSP remains unwavering in its commitment to enforcing the law and ensuring that Mr. Ofori answers for his role as the prime suspect in 5 ongoing corruption and corruption-related offenses, and was signed by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the Special Prosecutor himself, Kisi Ejabing. Now, this statement, in summary, is stating that if the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori, fails to appear before the OSP on the 2nd of June 2025, he's going to be re-entered into the list of wanted persons, and Interpol will be notified, as well as extradition. This is what this means. Made country bring him questioning if you that's now these are supposed to be OSP on June 2nd, 2025. Of Kenneth Ashigbe and Senor Hossein have raised critical concerns over the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources regarding the fight against illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey. Now, their demands include an investigation into politically affiliated mining companies, declaring a state of emergency for 9 forest reserves impacted by illegal mining activities, and addressing security threats posed by Galamsey operators, and probing how illegal miners acquire firearms, among others. Now, Dr. Ashigbe that is illegal mine the accountable potential for the government to successfully combat illegal mining. Also proposed training an urgent roundtable discussion on Galamsey cause solutions and engage the public. This morning is the Minister of Resources. Some DC that goes about sectors that will be well away from assets. Laboni Senior High School in Accra, leaving significant damage to facilities Emergency services, including the National Fire Service, responded swiftly to the scene and worked tirelessly to bring the situation under control. Now, the cause of the fire is yet to be determined. However, reports indicate that the fire broke out while the students were attending afternoon prep. The blaze impacted 3 out of 6 dormitories, with 1 dormitory completely destroyed and 2 others sustaining partial damage. The exact cause of the fire remains under investigation. Unfortunately, no injuries were reported, and the affected students who were some students were affected have been relocated to the assembly hall for temporary accommodation. Now, on your screens currently is some sights and scenes from the burnt down dormitories, 3 girls' dormitories of the Labone Senior High School. A critical look at it shows that everything, including some property belonging to the students, have been damaged. Some clothes have been damaged, suitcases, trunks, choboks, mattresses, and the ceiling of the classroom of the dormitory has also been destroyed as a result of the fire. What we know as of this morning is that the Ghana National Fire Service is working around the clock to get us updates with regards to what really happened, what the cause of the fire is, and what remedy could be done on the part of government to salvage this. Because 3 out of 6 dormitories, that's like half of the dormitories gone, and this houses quite a huge chunk of the population of students who are girls. We hope to see some action with regards to this unfortunate incident happening to some students of the Labone Senior High School, particularly the girls' dormitory of the Labone Senior High School. With whatever the situation is at Labone Senior High School, that's a superior update with what happens, what the details of the story and account be. Now, away from President John Dramani Mahama, by Articles 91 and 202 of the 1992 Constitution, swore in the new Inspector General of Police, Mr. or COP Christian Tete Yohonu, at the Jubilee House in Accra. Now, President Mahama congratulated him on his appointment and urged him to lead with humility, integrity, and discipline, ensuring that officers carry out their duties professionally to achieve the service's mandate. Now, he made this during his speech to the newly sworn-in Inspector General of Police.
Today is an important occasion in our collective commitment to justice, security, and good governance. It's a great honor and privilege for me to stand before you to swear in our new Inspector General of Police. As we all know, security is the foundation of development. Without safety and stability, businesses cannot thrive. Children cannot go to school in peace, and our communities would not prosper. It is for this reason that the leadership of the Ghana Police Service is of paramount importance. Your appointment as IGP comes at a time when the security landscape is rapidly evolving. Traditional policing methods must be adapted to confront new and emerging threats and crimes. We face increasing incidents of violent crime, cybercrime, and fraud, as well as new forms of organized crime that demand sophisticated investigative techniques. Additionally, the global security environment presents fresh challenges, from terrorism to transnational criminal networks, which require strong intelligence gathering and proactive law enforcement. To achieve this, IGP, your leadership must be rooted in integrity, discipline, and innovation. The Ghana Police Service must continue to reform itself to meet the needs of our ever-changing society. Intelligence-led policing, community engagement, and effective deployment of modern technology must be at the core of our law enforcement strategy. Our officers must be well-trained, well-equipped, and motivated to serve with excellence. The concept of community policing must be strengthened. The police must be seen not as an intimidating force, but as a partner in crime prevention, safety, and development. Officers who serve and protect with empathy, fairness,
and respect for human rights are respected in society. Mr. IGP, your role will also involve rooting out corruption within the service. Corruption in law enforcement undermines justice and weakens public confidence in our security agencies. It is crucial that all forms of unethical behavior, from bribery to the abuse of power, are decisively dealt with. We must build a service that is respected both locally and internationally for its professionalism and integrity. Additionally, I want to emphasize the importance of improving the welfare of officers under your command. Policing is a very demanding profession that requires sacrifice and dedication. Our officers must be well remunerated, adequately housed, and given access to proper health care and psychological support. A motivated police force is a productive police force. Let me take this opportunity to also extend my deepest gratitude to the outgoing Inspector General of Police. He has served our nation with dedication and commitment, and his contribution to law enforcement and national security will not be forgotten.
That was John CP and your as the really in of police replacing the George managed him personal this from the Ghana and restoring the integrity to upholding professionalism and discipline within the Ghana Police Service. Now, while delivering his inaugural speech during his swearing-in on Friday, March 14, at the Jubilee House, he assured the President and Ghanaians of his dedication to strengthening law enforcement and fostering public trust.
And profound gratitude and the honor bestowed on me by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, for appointing me to this prestigious position as the Inspector General of Police of our dear country. This leadership position transcends mere title. It embodies a solemn responsibility that demands unwavering vigilance, integrity, and the ability to make decisions that safeguard the safety, security, and the well-being of our citizens and beyond. Your Excellency, I approach this responsibility with the utmost seriousness, fully recognizing the weight of expectations accompanying this role. In alignment with the transformation and modernization of the service, I pledge to uphold the values, traditions, and culture of the Ghana Police Service, consistent with the resetting agenda of Your Excellency, the President. In this regard, the guiding principles will include discipline and respect for seniority within the hierarchy structure of the service. So I assure you, Your Excellency, that professionalism, transparency, accountability, and fairness shall underpin my administration and focus on renewing attitudes and performance, thereby positioning the service to meet the aspirations of our people and foster peace and security in our country.
Responsibility, accountability, transparency, and performance. Those who is to play trust in Ghana Police Service as he aims to restore trust and, in line with the recent agenda of the President John. There's been back of his appointment. Why? According to reports, according to supposed to go on retirement. The big question: why appoint someone who is near retirement? as we dissect the conversation to hunt from political, person join us on the show for this. That the Keta Regional Police Command region have suspects for exporting hard drugs, that's tara marking from Togo to Accra through the land. Suspects with head were ended at this barrier on the Accra Flower Road on February 24, 2025 at about 3 on a band G7319. Now, received intel about the police interception and conducted a follow-up investigation to verify the facts. According to him, their findings confirmed the seizure of 120 milligrams of tara marking, which exceeded the normal registration threshold. It is registered with the Food Authority and the executive instrument prohibiting tramadol in the country. The seizure is at 1.4 actions were considered clear violation except through Kotoka International Airport and Tema Port, and commended the police for their vigilance. Now, on your screens are some of the items seized by the Ghana Police Service in the Volta region after who were, trafficking these drugs from Togo into the country. Now, cases of this drug and another common known as red in the country. Now, this is part of a clamp down by the Ghana Police Service and the Food and Drugs Authority to reduce the import of this illicit drug into the country. Now, trust us, we will bring you up to date with regards to what happens to the three suspects and what the prosecution process will be like for these three suspects. But now, let's turn our focus to some international stories. As on March 14, 2025, Canada ushered in a new era as McCartney in the nation's 24th minister. Now, Carney, a distinguished former governor of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, transitioned from the central banking to the pinnacle of political leadership. Now, in his inaugural address, the Prime Minister Carney emphasized his commitment to steering Canada out of its current economic crisis. Here's a Newsdesk report.
Canada ushered in a new era as Carney was sworn in as the nation's 24th Prime Minister. Carney, a distinguished former governor of both the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, transitions from the central banking to the pinnacle of political leadership.
I, Mark Carney, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, King of Canada, his heirs and successors.
In his inaugural address, Prime Minister Carney emphasized his commitment to steering Canada through current economic challenges, notably the escalating trade tensions with the United States. He pledged to safeguard Canada's economy and to pursue diplomatic avenues to resolve the ongoing trade disputes.
It is my honor to respond to the Governor General's request that I form a government. And it's a solemn duty to serve as Prime Minister at this time of great consequence for our country. Canada's new government is changing how we work so we can deliver better results faster to all Canadians. We have new ministers with new ideas, ready to respond to new threats and to seize new opportunities. Canada's new government is focused on the things that matter most to Canadians: growing more higher-paying jobs, improving affordability, and making Canada more secure. Canada's new government will be action-oriented, driven by a small, highly experienced team made to meet the moment we are in. Our leaner cabinet will focus on two priorities in particular. First, protecting Canadian workers and their families in the face of unjustified foreign trade actions. And second, growing this great country by putting more money in Canadians' pockets, by ensuring the government spends less so Canada can invest more, by building millions of homes, by making Canada a superpower in both conventional and clean energies, by creating new trade corridors with reliable partners, and by forging one Canadian economy out of 13. We will relentlessly pursue this positive agenda because Canadians know that negativity isn't strength.
As he assumes office, Kani faces the immediate task of addressing the economic uncertainties posed by U.S. tariffs and ensuring stability for Canadian industries and workers. The new Prime Minister's extensive experience in global finance is expected to be instrumental in navigating these complex economic landscapes. Canadians look to Prime Minister Kani for decisive leadership during this pivotal period in the nation's history.
Our government is united and strong, and we will immediately get to work with our first cabinet meeting.
For MX24 News, Holy Mavu.
And that was a news lecture presented by my colleague, where the former finance minister expressed in now the 24th prime minister in Canada. It looks like a lot of countries are resetting. Ghana, Canada, the US, South Africa is also doing some resets. It's also doing some resets.
That after this government, Nigeria was that after this government.
Right.
Because very recently, the issue has popped, hoping that the president would add, even though the attack was, right. it was a genuine concern of the young. What she call it telling you, and apparently they are going through it. They have been allocated some 7,000 naira. That hasn't been, done for them. They're still on the old. Unlike ours, that has been increased. Yes, there have been like a disbursement of funds, but it hasn't gotten to the students. And so there's a lot of struggle they're going through as NYS people. And then this young girl comes out to complain about it, and she's receiving threats from executives left, right, and center. And Nigerians are not happy at all. In fact, as of this morning, Amnesty International has released a statement that the threat on the girl should cease because it is unethical. She is complaining about genuine concerns. She's talking about genuine concerns of the average Nigerian, and it's not easy for them. The resetting in there in the coming years, they will start resetting. They started resetting before I was resetting.
But that's all for the morning news. Remember, the news ends here, but when you visit MX24GH on Instagram or MX24 News also on Instagram and mx24.app/voting voices or mx24app.com, you get to read the latest news and updates with regards to whatever is trending. But join later on the show for a discussion. We're talking about the IGP and the brewing, for lack of a better expression, tension between SP and the former finance minister. You want to stay tuned for that conversation. But to you.
Thank you so much, Kobe Eden, for coming to
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
welcome to a week. Use the special feature that out can the place is. How was the morning?
Weekend was great. Good. How was your?
It was very, I would say, reflecting.
Oh,
the word, yeah.
Hey, you went to the weekend to go and reflect.
Yeah, go reflect.
Small weekend they gave to you.
Yeah.
You went to go and reflect. I like intentional young men who are very intentional about their lives. I'm happy for you. We were able to come to some conclusions and decisions on how your next journey is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay. How about the world of sports? What's going on there?
Well, a lot of people are not happy with the minister. I'll give you local and foreign, which are not in the news.
Before you continue,
yeah.
there was news that John Pencil has been appointed the, assistant coach.
Oh, he's been for a long time.
Oh, it has been.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I just saw it yesterday.
Don't worry. We have an interview with him, and he said in that interview, I will say a word from that interview because people will say a lot.
Was he under? He was like some shadow deputy, or I don't understand. He's always been.
Yeah. So since Otuado was appointed for the second time, he has always been he was the second assistant. There was a first assistant and a second assistant.
So is it that he's been promoted to first assistant or what? Because I'm seeing the news just yesterday.
No, he has been the assistant coach all the
time. Interesting. Okay. That's why people have to be getting into other things because I didn't know about it recently. Until last night, actually.
Oh, he has.
When they're sharing the fire, he doesn't get his own.
He gets.
He decides not to talk.
Oh.
He decides not to talk.
He's just one person who he doesn't.
Okay. Are we looking at he being senior coach of Black?
Sometime life
he would.
Maybe.
Okay.
When I spoke to him, his aspirations in the immediate future
include that. Because pressure never wahano. We see one game power.
Why is Jay just no?
I can't nod my head anymore. Why you? What do I need to do?
You get into your stories. Why?
But you asked. Because we've heard that a game for the Black Stars outside the shores of Ghana cost the taxpayer about $1 million. Oh,
Before
yeah. I like
this
the
new
look on your face. I like the look on your face.
No, I'm wondering how this connects to what we're talking about.
Because we want to know the budget. Once we know the budget and we know how much each individual would be getting, don't you think it would enhance transparency? Like I've always said here, it is transparency that will bring people's love back to the game.
You're not. I think that you have a genuine concern, but it's a bit
early.
Yeah, it's very early. No, in a bigger, important project like the school feeding program and every other thing have just been announced. Money allocated. And I'm saying that timing is also very important in this conversation. Before this government won power, this game has been planning. It was in the pipeline before, right? It was. And if even we retained the former government, we will still have to allocate money to the running of the entire country. And then whilst we are doing that, we will include sports, we will include Black Stars. Now, the budget for the running of the entire country and its important sectors have just been read a couple of days ago. We haven't it just was read though. Some of them are recommendations even. They haven't been approved. So the Black Star is not more important than the running of the country. No, I'm not so money hasn't been allocated yet. So are you not thinking from that angle as well?
No. Mimi, hear me right.
Right.
So budget is an estimate.
Absolutely.
So give us the estimate of what the Black Stars intend to spend. That's all we are asking.
But he is just getting into office.
So he has been there.
Has been there since when?
Oh, I don't want to get into issues between the GFA and then the tranquility and peace.
Okay. Let's get into our stories then.
We're more rest on the
when you are ending, you land with those ones.
Okay, then let's get into the stories. The Black Stars, they have started arriving in the country, and already some players are from the international world, especially those playing in England, have touched down in the country. Kamaldeen Sulemana, as well as Mohamed Kudus and the man, Jojo Wallacott, are all in the country. Also, Antoine Semenyo touched down late last night with Lawrence Ati Ziggy. More players touching down and what the itinerary would be looking like. Let's get into some local football stories as Hearts of Folk, they missed the opportunity to defeat Dzakpasu separate two teams at the University of Ghana Stadium. After this painful defeat, Hearts of Folk and their head coach, yes, Abubakar Ouattara, have been charged for failing to present the coach for the mandatory post-match interview. So this would be the second straight week since the resumption of the league that Hearts of Folk has been charged by the FA. And they have until Tuesday, March 18th, to respond to the charges. So it is mandatory for the club to present the coach so that they get interviewed after the game. However, there is one conversation that has been raging on. We'll get into that much later. Let's do some female football news as ladies dominate with a 4-1 victory to book a place in the finals. Also in the second game, Fake Ladies defeated Hazakas Ladies by a 1-0 to reach their first ever Women's FA Cup final after coming several occasions. Fake Ladies were eager to book their final spot after missing out on 4 consecutive occasions. So congratulations to both teams. We're looking to see how this particular and ladies played the police ladies in that particular game at the University of Ghana Stadium. But we'll see how this particular one goes as well. Hoping to see that this game would be played much later this year. Let's get into international stories. And Newcastle, they secured their first domestic trophy for 70 years and ended the wait for a major prize since 1969 with the deserved Carabao Cup final victory over Liverpool at Wembley. Yes, Dan Burn and Alexander Isak scored goals in the first half, putting the Toon Army on course for a triumph that will lead to legendary status for Eddie Howe and his players. Liverpool, who were earlier knocked out of the UEFA Champions League earlier last week, would now rue this particular miss, as all they have left now is the EPL to look up to. Here are the highlights. All important. Would I say equalizer, but it did not work out for the team because it did not equalize anything at all. It was strange to see Ancelot's side melt under just a little bit of pressure from the Toon Army. They were the defending champions, having beaten Chelsea at the same stadium last year in extra time by a Virgil van Dijk goal. However, this year they get to also be on the losing side. There were other interesting games in the league, but we'll bring you all those highlights much later in the day on Off the Cuff. Now let's get across the pond and get into some NBA action as Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Phoenix Suns 107-96, ending their 4-game losing streak. Luka Doncic contributed a 33 points, 11 rebounds and 8 assists. Austin Rivers also, he scored 28 points and Hayes scored 19 for the Lakers, extending their home winning streak to 7 games. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker contributed 21 points and 19 points respectively for the Suns, who missed a chance to gain ground on the Dallas Mavericks for the West Final play-in spots.
Game still out.
And hopefully by the end of the week, a lot more would shape up beautifully. But in other sports, Formula One is back in a grand style, and it's all about the Australian Grand Prix. We've got highlights of that particular event for you on Off the Cuff. Yes, as Lando Norris, he was in impeccable form in the rain for McLaren, starting the season strong. They currently have the quickest car on the grid, and it looks like everybody's trying to play catch up in the particular sequence of things. Also, the Indian Wells has come to an end. Teenager shocking Sabalenka in that one. It's really interesting to see how those magic moments happen in the world of tennis. Anyways, my name is Sedina Medman, and we were held down on sports this morning on the AM Club by Betway, bringing you way more chances to win each and every time. This time is all Saver feature on the app. So log on to www.betway.com.gh. Start playing today. Use the Bet Saver feature and always win, even when your bet is going south. We're back at 4 p.m. for maximum scintillating refreshment with regards to some eclectic highlights from the world of sports. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming through.
Oh,
and most definitely time for us to,
they said I've done
you know.
Is this me? Is this me?
I was doing eclectic, scintillating.
That one is part of sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand. Anyway, thank you very much for coming in with the very best of sports.
Today is not a Kojo day. I refuse to call this day a Kojo day.
It's a Kojo day.
We'll catch up with all the fans in the and
yes, I know. Yes, I know. Muswa, advice coming. You wait. When she comes, you understand why it is a Kojo and an Adwa day. You will ask.
I doubt Adwa has your energy today.
Now, where are they?
Kobe.
Kwabna. Two Kwabnas over here.
I have a lot of Kwabnas.
Where are the Kwekus in the house, guys?
Missing action.
Gabi is a cook.
You see how Gabi is professional, very... Oh,
no. That is where I get it to live.
He's a yow.
Okay, so there are no Kwekus in this house, unfortunately. That's why... that's why you see the kind of chaos in here. Catch up with all the fans. Moti.
He looks like a Kweku.
I believe so.
Do Kwekus have looks?
Yes.
Baboni?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Well, catch up with all the fans, the breaking news stories, sports, and business insights on mx24online.com. It's now time for entertainment and showbiz. And Adwa Frimpoma, with her whole glory, will be joining us very soon with that. We'll be right back after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
everybody. I know you're excited to see my face. My face gives you joy. It gives you happiness. It gives you strength. It lets you walk before your enemies. And you know I'm the solid rock upon which you stand. Just say that. Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to Entertainment News segments right here on the AM Club.
On X. See, it's Monday. We're supposed to be diplomatic on
Club.
Monday.
My name is Daphne Flashley. Good morning.
I thought your name is Ajwa Frimpoma.
That's what happens. No, that's what happens when you're a Monday born. You know, there's so many things that runs through your mind. You are balled up. You want somebody to carry you up. You want somebody to sweep you off your feet.
Every Monday for every...
This mental distortion is why I am not a Monday born. Because, you know, Wednesday borns, we are very focused people. We know what we're doing. Our emotions are aligned with the moment. If we're at work, it's work focused. If we are, you know, there's a certain level of...
We are standing on the solid rock.
I know.
His name is Jesus.
We have some level of focusness in life. Unlike you.
Say focus again.
Focus.
So, focus.
Yes. But you are distorted personalities,
no.
Unfortunately.
We take pride
I hope
in
no favorite person of mine is Monday born because it'll be a problem.
You have no idea.
How are you? You look stunning.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Like
I'm wonderful, I'm blessed, I'm glowing as usual, and I'm very rich.
Very much so.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Okay, JKD, how was your weekend?
Oh. My weekend was just a shutdown weekend.
Okay.
It's a shutdown, you know what I mean, man? Yeah, not the shutdown that you go and be like
as in shut down.
Was I not supposed to go somewhere with you?
I had the...
Was I not supposed to go somewhere with you?
I had...
Oh, okay.
Ooh, see.
She's asking you, was she not supposed to go somewhere with you?
You
She
did not
said I was going to be the Uber driver. And as I'm sitting there...
You too, why? What's wrong with you?
She was going to be the Uber driver.
Look, I didn't want to drive. Me, when I'm going to places like that, I don't drive. Because you just never know how the level of excitement that is going to be there. So let me just go there easy, baby girl move. You know, because I love to be a baby girl.
Somebody should drive you.
Yeah.
Share.
JKD, can I say something?
If you afford the
any class kakra.
And they know how to break people's hearts.
You know,
no, that's true.
Breaking hearts kakra.
That's true.
They are good.
We are lethal when we want to be lethal. Yes, we're cold and, you know, very, very wicked if we want to. But if you do not prick that part of us, you will have a lot of love to do.
Yeah, you have the soft feminine side.
Ain't you know, nipple will break your heart. Nya we no na. Will break your heart. Na no so
Oh wow, so now when Anikia breaks your heart, you don't say sorry to the person, you ask what did you do?
What did you do?
Hey.
Because Ikia who naturally know we are the heart of the world.
All right. I see. Sorry, sir. But see, before I start my story, I have to say something. JKD, you MCs and hype. Oh, you do well. Because when I went for this...
I'm not an MC and a hype woman.
Me, yes. I'm an MC. I'm not a hype woman.
Okay, me too. I'm an MC. I've passed hype.
No, but you still did it, right?
No, I don't do hype anymore.
You did it. I said kudos.
I did
By
it.
force, I said you did. I said kudos.
I did it. Yes, that one I can say I did.
When I went for the event on Saturday, sitting next to the MCs and all those things, the way they were just like, and I'm like, don't they get tired? And how come they always know what to say next?
It comes with the craft.
It comes with the craft.
Definitely. Kudos to all of you. Now, before we get into a story, can we say a big congratulations to Rosemona Dade Brown?
I was just about doing that pose, you know.
Because
congratulations, baby.
Wait.
Onion.
From
okay.
She's giving. Is it 9 months? The day you interviewed her.
The day I'll give you the backstory because the girl had she's Deputy Nadia Buhari.
No way.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Deputy Nadia Buhari, because she was fully pregnant when she came here.
No way.
Yes. Apparently.
Wow.
I did not know.
Ooh.
Until I Deputy Nadia Buhari. And I commend her for being able to conceal her entire life from being on social media every single day causing trouble to having such a private life. I love this girl. Like every single day.
And JKD, let me say, she made me cry.
Yeah.
On the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
what? Oh, you didn't
on the
watch it?
dish, yeah.
She cried. Mimi cried,
Mimi
Mama.
cried.
Yeah.
Yes.
I cried like a baby. I was
Cried
so
like a
stupid.
baby.
I need to go look at that video again.
All right, moving away from that, now gradually, we are gearing towards the biggest night in music. That is Telecel Ghana Music Awards. Now, last weekend was the nominees announcement. Were you there? Any of you were there?
No.
Mark was there.
Mark was there.
Mark Moting was there.
Definitely. And it was such a shutdown, I'll say. There were music performances, the nominees announcements, your favorite personalities were there. But today on the show, we are going to go in depth into the nominations. I thought it was just urban gospel that were the new category, but these new categories are fire. Local, traditional gospel,
yes.
what. It is fire. And we're going to talk about it and see, are they really deserving or what? But before that, let's quickly get into the events. Let's take a look at what happened. When we come back, we talk more. So if this is the nominees announcement, then how much more that night? Please, I've registered a seat next to you.
Are you preparing your outfit? Because I started preparing my outfit for the senior
but I've registered a seat next to you because I can remember your lineup last year. AJ, you,
Mommy
and your people.
Yes. we were the life of the party.
I'm going to be the video.
This year,
the life of the party.
This year, I am not on red carpet. This year, I'm following
you know what?
This year, I'm following you. I need the world to watch me. And also do that.
See, let me tell you,
so
do you know
I'll
what
be the guy.
last year?
I'll be the guy in the midst of all the ladies. I will follow them.
But
do you know why I'll say I'll follow them?
Right.
Because these two, Mimi and Mame, I met them at the same place. So we just say, hey,
no, VIP.
No,
VIP.
We met at the same place. We moved in the same together. Michelle,
Correct.
Oh, don't worry. This year, don't worry.
Yes. But
this year,
let's take a look at this category.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, Lali and Lola. First of all, a big congratulations to them. They've worked so hard.
No, they've pushed.
Can we give it to their dad?
No, they've pushed.
Wow.
Daddy jar.
They deserve it.
Daddy jar.
Yeah,
they pushed it.
So Lali and Laura are at the J Rap Father. Do you know who?
Nope.
Team Eternity, B-Strap, yes, and Kwesi Amewuga. Yes, very well category. Deserving. Best new as Team Eternity. I'm Lali and Lola and Team Eternity. Let's see where it goes. We're taking a look at the next category. Telecel most popular song. Last year we had a lot of songs. This year we had a lot of songs. We have Asylum, Olive the Boy, Lomo Lomo, Kiddy featuring Black Sharif, Paul Lasmith, Asida Kimpaluta, January 9th, Black Sharif. Which January 9th? January 9th, 2004.
It was popular, but it ain't Lomo Lomo ni Asylum though.
Paris, very soon. Very soon. I don't know. Wait, this is a top one.
Yeah, it is tough.
JJ, this is very tough. And I think this.
I know this particular one I keep on saying, I don't know, I've forgotten about the criteria. I don't know whether it's 100%, because there was a time during the whole scheme where most popular song was left to the public to
That's
vote.
true. That's true.
You get it. So me, if
I wish they do that.
I'm pleading that it comes back to that, like 100% vote. All right, let the people decide. Let it not be anything with the board or anything. Not even 30%, not even 5%. No,
just
allow it. Let it just be votes.
Because imagine Asalam Lomonomo and Defe, then JJJ, then Paris, Charlie, it's tight. It's really tight.
Pool, no.
I said that's what how Kimpaluta.
No, as for pool, I can put it down.
That's what
January
I'm
9th, I can put it down.
So
that's why I mentioned those ones. Asalam Lomo, Aseda,
Asalam,
Defe, and
Lomo, Pari, very soon Defe. JJJ too came to do his own thing. So
yeah, exactly. Moving on to the next best traditional gospel song.
Me, I'm excited about this category.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that now it's been split. We have
not putting them under
traditional,
one umbrella,
we have urban, Emide. I prayed for it and it happened.
When I saw this, I saw Watch Me is the first thing that caught my eye. Watch Me. That's the first thing that caught my eye. And then
it was a good
and
song.
Doing of the Lord. Watch Me and Doing of the Lord. Wuye MOG, Victory, Mavis Asante. People didn't like Mavis Asante's performance on Saturday, but we're going to talk about it.
It was a bit too...
yes, someone asked me, who is that one? But anyway.
No, but quickly, back to Watch Me. Did it really make waves?
Watch Me.
Excuse you.
It made waves?
It did.
See,
Watch Me. Oh, Watch Me did go.
Artist of the Year.
My goodness.
Kuukua Smoke is out for me.
You don't think he's cut off for...
Kuukua Smoke is...
for me...
If you take Kuukua Smoke out and take Black Sherif out...
Why?
Black
Sherif didn't work as much.
Yeah. Stonebwoy, Kim Promise, Kim Palit. See, and the thing is, you can't always say that because this person is always in the category, they don't deserve to be there. Stonebwoy deserves to be there.
Yeah.
He's working. He has achieved it. He's still working.
Yeah.
Kim Promise. This is the year of Kim Promise. I said it.
I believe so.
I said it. I don't know. Do we want to bet on air?
So Kim Promise and Kim Paluta, right? It should go to one of them. The two should. Joe Metto, I don't think this is a year for Joe Metto.
Team Eternity.
I think they should come back next year. Team Eternity for next year, as they continue to work, they'll earn Artist of the Year in 2026.
And honestly speaking, this category, it should have just been the two kings. The two kings that will be on. Stonebwoy worked, but we cannot, just sideline the fact that Kim Promise and Kim Paluta did exceptionally well this year and then
and Stonebwoy, very, very sadly, and I feel the pain for anybody who's a Stonebwoy fan, as like myself. I'm saying this to say that he won Artist of the Year. However, the contention around the Artist of the Year outweighed the glory around the artist. So people really didn't acknowledge him as Artist of the Year, and that's very painful to me. And see, maybe we should win again, so I will go and celebrate proper.
But next year.
Kim Paluta and Kim Promise this year.
Exactly. But I know you guys. But please, there's just this one. Best Afro Dance Hall. Best Afro Dance Hall Brigade. Yes. No. But the category for me, because this lady, Molly Music, she just released this that song. You do it with the body of
I'm
God.
supposed to know this.
Hey, let's do it. Put your hands here. Can you guys play me the music? Let's do it.
Put our hands where,
no, both hands here. Did you not see that MX24 was going viral for this?
Oh, really?
So, she was in an interview here, and then they asked her.
I remember.
And then our dear Spanky, Spanky was the man of the moment. That song I heard is the biggest jam right now in Jamaica.
Oh.
And Shinsia and Skilly Bang, they all came together and they've done a remix because it's actually very big. Now, this song was released and is already in there.
Was released when?
This year.
Oh, then it doesn't fit.
No, but it's there.
No, but so you see, that is where the problem is. It's supposed to be the year under review.
Under review.
So it's supposed to be songs and
maybe
work from last
someone
year.
maybe someone from her camp will come and tell us that no, we released it last year.
Maybe
you get it.
Yeah.
Maybe they released it last year, but the song really went viral.
It's now making waves this year.
It's the best reggae dancehall song.
Okay, so Ankonam remix Psalm 23, Stoneboy, Road of Evil. It's not this. Shake It to the Max, Molly. You guys, I want to do this one before I go. Shake it to the max, please.
It's Mandy.
Oh my God, but I really like this song. In fact, today when I was coming to work, I mostly play gospel, but you see all my gospel songs, I play Jesus, and all of them, then shake it to the max. God will be like, my daughter. My daughter, you know what? Tomorrow, you guys will see, we'll come and stand here and just shake it to the max. Shake it to the max. Give me chorus. If they don't do it, we'll do it. We'll sing it. Let's go. Shake it to the max. Don't. Shake it to the...
Give me a coffee daily.
It's okay, I'll mind you, boo. Anyway, my name is Adjo Frimpoma, and we've had an amazing time this morning on Entertainment News segment. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the show. I'll come your way same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company, and our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. Please feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515124 or 0539-135073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. At Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you.
Well, are you looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs? At Telecel, we understand everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. The Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Simply dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel, connecting energies. Well, that's about it for Coffee Dailies, brought to you kind courtesy Cowbell Coffee. Make sure you grab yourself a Cowbell Coffee today. And up next, we get straight into news review, and we're discussing everything political. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Every day is packed with its own surprises. You never know which thrill is around the corner. Or how it will play out. There's a sense of excitement.
Did our plane just stop? Another cash out.
That adds a little magic to my everyday.
Feels like a party tonight.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee, has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy cowbell coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
This week on The Dish.
Most of the ladies that enter my DMs talk about bloating because I get this all the time, like as a thick lady, how are you able to keep up your body, keep up your skin and all that? We should bear in mind that bloating is very normal with women. Hormonal changes and bloating. People have tender breasts during their ovulation period and then their menstrual period and everything. So when people come into my DMs with situations like that, I tell them that wear what makes you comfortable. You get it? You know you are bloating, you can't be wearing bodycon or something. Why don't you wear boo-boo? Why don't you wear a big tee and shorts? Something that makes you comfortable, because you can't go away from the fact that this is happening to me at that time. And then we have things that we eat that also boost your confidence so that you don't feel bloated. I know a lot of women do ginger shots or turmeric shots in the morning. It helps with good gut. And then Greek yogurt also goes a long way to help you to rectify your gut.
Let's come to our ladies' bags. You know, as a lady, you need to have specific things in your bag then in another bag.
In another bag.
Yeah. So most of the time, when I go on set, I recommend that in that small purse of yours, you need to have an extra panty, like 2 extra panties.
Oh.
You understand?
A hand panty around?
Yeah.
Wow.
A hand sanitizer.
Okay.
A pad, panty liner, a small Dettol, antiseptic. I don't want to advertise it. Antiseptic. Okay, a lip shine, probably some body splash, something small. In a sense that we are women, and you need to smell good anytime. You need to look good anytime. Because sometimes people go to work and, excuse me, they just mess up. They poo, not plenty, but probably just laughing, it will just come like that. They even wee-wee. So if you don't have an extra panty in your bag, how are you going to handle it?
The Dish is presented by Epiglow.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about. VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya, Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry. We are walking superheroes, and sometimes we don't even see it in ourselves. VIP Access Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
Welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Udua-Kamenta. This is the news review segment of the AM Club. Today's Monday, so we're going to get into that pretty shortly. But before we do that, let's talk about something very, very, very important, and that is you drinking water and good water, okay? Health with the Jibu water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source for drinking and cooking. With options of our innovative 20-liter bottles that come with a tap and 18.9-liter bottles, your dispensers will have a breath of new life as our clean and hygienic Jibu water flows through them for your consumption. Now, whether you need a cool drink to quench your thirst or fresh cooking water to make your meals taste its best, Jibu water is the answer to your clean water needs. Now, order for your clean water now by calling us on 020-9845-817. That's 020-9845-817, or visit our website at www.jibuco.com/GH for more information about our brand. Jibu Water, a better life. Now, when it comes to insurance, your best bet is to go to Equity Insurance. And this one, we have one for you, special package for you and your family. That's the Equity Ebusian Health Plan. At Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of our members takes precedence. We recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why we are delighted to present our Ebusian Health Plan. This health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Our plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance plans and coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Access to quality care is just a phone call away, offering continual assurance of your family's welfare. Contact us today on 0546 645 465 or 0503 860381. Equity Health Insurance. We say always here for you. Now, we're getting into our big conversation. We're looking into national issues. We have a new government, and so we have said right here on this platform that we're going to be behind their back to make sure what has been promised this country in 120 days and in 4 years, all of it will be accomplished. Joining me for the conversation this morning, we have Jesse Jakes representing the MPP. He is a communication team member of the MPP. Ivan Dzakpasu, Development Climate Finance Expert, and member of the NDC Youth Wing Research Team. And Bright Ofori, Executive Director, the Bright Future Alliance Youth Board Member, UNODC. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good
morning. Thank you. I like the African prints going on and the political analyst. Good morning, Jesse Jakes. And I've been looking my way.
Good morning, Mimi. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good.
Awesome, awesome. Now we're going to get into our conversations for this morning. We'll start with the newly elected, and we sat here and I told you, Paul, that I wish this government does not change the IGP. But unfortunately, my wishes are not what we run this country by. And so unfortunately, or fortunately for us, because again, this new IGP comes with a wealth of knowledge and experience. So I think that we gained. But did you think that, on a lighter note, the change of the IGP was a necessity?
Yeah, I think, first of all, the president has the power to do certain things, including changing who the IGP is. before that, the IGP has been very effective. Mr. Dr. Dampari, he's been very effective.
Absolutely.
In the past 30 years, I think he's been one of the most outstanding IGPs that we've had.
I believe so.
He brought a lot of reforms. He made a public trust for the police change to some extent. So IGP has been very professional in his work, and then Ghana, I'm sure every Ghanaian would applaud him for such a service. I also believe that he's not the only one that can effect change in the country, because there were people before he came in. If they hadn't given the opportunity, I didn't think he would have been able to display such level of excellence that he did there. So if there's an opportunity for someone to also come in, to also continue the work that has been done, I do not see anything wrong with it. Again, the security service is one of the most sensitive part of any government would want to have a control over. If we are to go back to as far back as somewhere in 1963, where Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, it was the same head of IGP, Hali was in the then IGP, Hali, and there's other people, FIFA and other people, they did that overthrowing of Kwame Nkrumah. So if any president is in power and then he feels he has to have a control over the security system, because they can do anything. You get it? So if the president feels at this point, Mr. Dampari has been excellent, so let him go and another person comes in. I think it's a...
You should move when the applause are a bit high.
Yes, my only concern is the current IGP, Mr. Yohonu. He will be retiring just in December.
Yes.
He's about 59 years.
Yes.
So he has less than to work. You get it? So that's the only concern. But aside that, the president acted in his right. He didn't fly any law. Then Mr. Dampari has been very exceptional. I think it's time for him to even delve deeper in the UN space or even the international space, where he can showcase his excellence again and help promote Ghana as a country of integrity and professionalism.
And the concerns that are raised on social media and other medias, and so I'm going to have you gentlemen just lash on this one and quickly make your points, and then we get into other conversations. Is that, listen, the man has already been working. He's already started some very exceptional reforms in the force that, if left to continue, he would do more. I mean, if we're looking at the trajectory of his leadership. Now, this, on the other hand, has a couple of months to retire. Why the rush to put him as IGP when we have work to do, when we have when we have a system to properly reset, if that's the whole idea? Because this very little months that our new IGP has will not let him even effect the kind of change that we might need, or he even would like to put on his CV. So for me, that's where the concerns that are raised are, to an extent, valid. Why do we need to change when we have someone who had ample time to help? He's already, as opposed to what we have elected now, someone who has just a few months to retire. What are your takes on that? And that's coming from your government. So I'm going to have you say something on this, but let him still go. Since it's coming from their home, let's know why the decision.
Well, I think, as my brother already said, the president has the power to appoint a new IGP. And Ghanaians have entrusted an overwhelming support in the leadership of Mahama. And so what I can say is that let's just trust him, that he knows what is best for us. And
that's how we trusted plenty government too.
Yeah, I mean,
we trusted a lot of governments with that.
Yeah, he's been proven to always deliver on his mandate, and he started for just a few months, and we can see the direction that the country is headed. And so I would just say that, well, of course, when there are changes, human naturally, as we are intolerant to change. So when changes happen, we would receive some sentiment and all of that. I think those are natural. But let's just leave the president, as we have entrusted him to lead the country. He knows what is best for us, and I believe he's making the best decision in terms of security for this country.
I would come back to you on the trust issue, because in my opinion, this country is like a broken-hearted girl. You don't go about trusting people just because the man looks handsome.
But the new boyfriend has also demonstrated that he's a guy. So
it's a couple of months, just a couple of months. It's just been a couple of months. So don't go ahead of yourself. It's just been a couple of months. But like I've said constantly on this platform, if we look at the trajectory of the new government, what they have done so far, if they follow on that tangent, maybe success will be staring at our face. But Jesse, you have anything concerning the new IGP's appointment? considering all the conversations that have been, brought up around the appointment?
So I would like to have my initial bite on that. I think the president has the right and privileges to appoint and disappoint, and no one can drag him as to who to appoint and who not to appoint. And so I think we should give the new IGP some time to fix things around. And in my opinion, I believe strongly that IGP Ekufu Dampare did his best, especially with the civilian-friendly strategies he put up in place in various, centers in Accra and even beyond Accra. So I personally believe that IGP Ekufu Dampare delivered on his job. He did well, and even both parties recommend him for his good service, and he can't serve for the rest of his life. He has to serve for some time. Somebody must come and take over, and so I think it's only right for the president to appoint a new person, even though there are some legitimate concerns that the new IGP might leave office soon. That's fine. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and let's see whether he can turn things around within his shortest possible time. So that's my initial bite on it.
Okay. All right. So you want to say something about that?
I think it's not just the police service that's going through some form of transformation. The prison service, immigration,
even the military, everybody has a new boss.
So let's not just focus on the police service too much.
I am particularly focusing on the police force because of the strides. Our just outgoing IGP had garnered when he got position. Like he just became, in fact at some point they called him the media darling because he was just in our faces. The first time I, as a young person, because I'm very young, and so I don't know much about the previous, I've only read about them, but when it comes to experience, I've experienced this man, and he became friends with everyone. Exactly. Like, had different meetings with different sectors, and you'd wonder, what is the IGP doing with the creatives? What is the business? But apparently he saw a gap between them and created a bit more closeness with them. All of this he has done. So I have particular interest in that sector because you and I know that the prison's head is not someone that anybody really pays attention to. Who is leading the military in Ghana? It should be a person of interest to Ghanaians, but we don't really focus on that as much. If you get what I'm saying.
I get you.
So IGP the one who would focus on.
Let's not also create an impression. Anytime someone is changed, it's as a result of non-performance of duty.
Absolutely.
Leadership is a continuous process. It comes at a point in time in life where you have to exit the stage for another person to step in. So if you've done so well and then you are being told to leave, we shouldn't see it as an issue. Let's rather applaud him for the good work that we've done. Because sometimes when people even overstay, the good things that they did, they start messing it up.
Oh yeah, true.
So once that
leave when the applause
once he's been excellent at almost everyone is saying, both political parties agree they have been done. He did a good job. Individual citizens, we all agree he did a wonderful job. So let's leave it as such, and then let's him continue and see where he would go in future.
Absolutely. I'm looking for it. I wanted to find out, so you people with the knowledge that you have, from here, where does the IGP go to? So which other rank is higher than IGP?
He's a COP. COP is a rank.
Okay.
The Commissioner of Police, it's a rank. But the IGP is an office. Just like every classroom, we are in our final year, but one person is allowed to be the president.
The president.
So he can still serve in other capacities. But knowing how he's performed so well with his level of excellence, I tip him to even look beyond the shores of Ghana, go do some foreign missions, do some UN work. Peace, security, and other, because we have one military head who is heading the military at the United Nations, a female. She's a Ghanaian doing that. So IGP can also follow suit and then do something for the world and showcase his excellence.
Wonderful.
He's been doing extremely well, and I applaud him.
I don't think that one of the reasons that was cited for his removal was non-performance.
No, it wasn't.
That has never been an issue. It's just that. Some point someone must be there, another person must be there. It's just basically so yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. One other conversation that comes up now is the OSP and former finance minister. It's almost as if these two love each other. They like to be in each other's business. And I'm saying this on a very light note, but let's go back to the nitty-gritties of this particular case. When he was declared a fugitive of justice, people were like, I mean, why the rush to turn him into a fugitive? Why do we have to pose him as though he's some criminal when he has, constant communication with the OSP through his lawyers? And then that was removed on him. And then all of a sudden we have ample time for him to go through the healing process he asked for the first time that he was denied. Why the sudden change of mind from the OSP? But let's look at the trajectory of their conversations. Now he's suing the OSP, I believe.
Yeah.
And then some. I think he has 2 suits now.
Yeah.
All of these things are making him look like the victim here, as opposed to what was the picture that was painted to us. You want to touch on that conversation?
Yeah, you know my position when it comes to corruption. Serving on the UN board, where we advise anti-corruption related issues or we create awareness about corruption. Anytime anything about corruption comes up, particularly with the OSP's office, where I've had the opportunity of engaging them in other areas, I find it very interesting, and I'm always ready to speak on it. One, the OSP has its own processes. The office was set up since 2017 by an act of parliament with the support of the then president. The office was set up. They have their mandate. They have been guided by the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 969. So it stipulates their work that they are supposed to do. They have all their process that they go through. So if at a point in time they feel a candidate needs to be invited, in this case, former finance minister needs to be invited to go through some processes. The same thing was done to Mr. Charles Bisu, the secretary to the then Interministerial Task Force, Madam Cecilia Dapa, other people who have gone through the same process. And I believe no one is above the law. Justice, we are all equal before the law. So if you are supposed to be invited to come and answer certain questions, you need to avail yourself and come. The issue of he not coming was when the OSP didn't find it comfortable, which ended up with him releasing press conferences, addressing the media that Mr. Ofori has been declared a fugitive from justice. There was some email exchange, some correspondence, where you were told to come down. You said you are not well, which is in your own right to seek health or to seek any medical attention. But the issue was you need to give a timeline. We work with time in this country. You cannot say I'm unwell, so I'll come when I feel like coming. No, you cannot. You need to give a definite timeline. That's where the OSP or the special prosecutor felt it was inappropriate, which led to him declaring him wanted. So I agreed with the OSP where Mr. Ofori said he would be coming on a particular day. And then that led to the OSP's office removing him from the wanted list. So from the word go, if the right thing had been done, we wouldn't have gotten to that level. But with the issue of taking the OSP, because he cited the OSP, Mr. Kisie Jabin himself. He's taking him to court, not just the office. It is the special prosecutor himself that he's been taken to court. I also know that it's a court issue, so I wouldn't want to speak
too much on that,
or as if I'm making judgment on the issue. But the OSP officers have said they have their own regulations. They have the powers of the police. When it comes to prosecution, they have their powers. They also work as an independent attorney office where they are able to go to the court without relying on the attorney general or any other body. So the OSP office they worked in their own right and did everything that they had to do. For someone to be declared wanted, first the OSP goes through 4 processes. You need to investigate the person to gather or ascertain if there's enough evidence for you to continue. Secondly, if you find the person to have conducted himself in an inappropriate manner after the investigation, you need to head to the court to get an arrest warrant from the court. OSP does not have the right to issue an arrest warrant by themselves. They go to the court and get that one done. So the court granted them an arrest warrant. The next thing is for them to serve you that we have an arrest warrant. Come and avail yourself. Let's ask you some questions. If all this is done and then you do not comply with it, the OSP office has the right to put you on the wanted list. And then after that, if you still fail, then they declare you a fugitive of justice or relate with the police and Interpol to get you arrested or brought you back to the country. We saw same in 2023 where Mr. Charles Bisu was put on the wanted list. The matter was taken to court. It's still in the process. The court did not find appropriate. It was in 2013. Mr. Charles Bisu was the secretary to the then Interministerial Task Force. He was placed on the wanted list.
Yeah.
These are cases of facts in the public domain. The court didn't find OSP's actions wrong. Just that they had to investigate to see if indeed the accusation that has been placed on Mr. Bisu was right, or they are founded, they are true. So with the issue of you being placed on a wanted list and then you think it's the OSP did not work in its mandate. I do not want to speak for the court, but from what I said as an individual, I think the matter has no basis in court. There's no way he will win on that.
Also on the same issue, the OSP has also added that within the stipulated time, which is up to 2nd of June, if he does not show up, or if anything comes up and they do not see him, they're going to put him back on the wanted list. Yeah. But then again, my question again is, if we were able to do this, but if the OSP could have considered the picture is not able to time result of the team from or the side of former finance minister giving him like, I'm able to finish at this time, but I think they gave them stipulated time, like within this time frame we're able to do whatever we are supposed to do within this time frame. And then he extended to the 2nd of June. Was he able to do this from the beginning, and why didn't he do that? Why did he have to
that's $1 million
bias all of that timing, all this drama around it? But then again, now we're going to go back to the table. If after 2nd of June the finance minister is not in town, what are your takes on the initial comments? What are your initial comments on what I said earlier? And then after that, what would it look like with he being put back?
Now, like he has said, if you are supposed to come and answer questions on things that you have been involved in, and then you want to do it at your own time, then there's a problem. So whatever has been done, declaring him a fugitive of justice, declaring him a wanted person, all those things are things that are within the power of the OSP. I am looking forward to how these things will turn out. But I also think that the lawsuit might just be a way to delay us from hearing the substantial issues.
I think he has no right to sue.
He has the right to sue. It's just their nature, trying to play around, delay, and then we can forget. But
also that there was his home that was raided, and we don't even have a concrete reason for that raid.
Well, he has
there was also an arrest warrant by the National Security
against him, or to arrest him.
Yes.
But then we all knew he wasn't in town. Yeah. And now still, process now has to go
through. The warrant is not issued when you're out of town or when you're in town.
Yeah.
It's issued because they feel they need you around to answer certain questions. So whether you're out of town or not, the arrest warrant needs to... No, not raid the home. The warrant needs to be issued. Or can be issued.
Okay.
So this suit, these are issues in court. I wouldn't want to comment on it, but generally I feel they lack merit. They would not go anywhere. They would be held accountable, and they must be held accountable.
Jesse.
Yeah, Mimi.
Now your finance minister with the talk.
Yeah. So with Kisia Jabin, I think he's working within some legal framework that mandate him to do certain things. But on the contrary side, yeah, because I mean, this was the same. I mean, we saw him in the same action and spirit related to up to of Abusis into his house, life cast vision, toes and armed men here and there. God, I mean, a lot of gymnastics and a lot of rituals about the Honorable Sisladape's issue, but it got nowhere. And it's the same procedure he's using on the former minister, Ken Oforiata. And so I'll leave the matter, since the issue is in court, I'll not speak more that let's give time some chance. And I mean, at the end of the day, we will know where to direct our conversation to, because within me, I feel like he's just trying to make Ghanaians feel like he's still around. This issue is not going anywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Same as the issue with the NSS.
Yes.
I keep hearing Nkwesiaga, and I'm wondering whether it's
maybe sometimes we don't just say it based on feelings. Sometimes we say it facts and history. We are in this country. There are a lot of corruption-related issues that we've witnessed. We've read some online, but at the end of the day, a new government takes over. They scrap all those alleged issues against them and even upgrade their personality by giving them an appointment. And so if I sit here and I tell you that I believe within me that this issue will not go anywhere, I think I have a moral responsibility to say that. Yes, but for the benefit of the doubt, let's just allow the special prosecutor to exhibit his ritual skills, and at the end of the day, we will know that the final. It's just. You're
not amused at all, are you? Jesse. You're not amused at all.
It's just corruption-related issues, and there are some allegations around it. We are not saying that the former finance minister has done A, B, C, and D. He is just suspecting, and so say that we should just give them chance and let them do their skirmishes. At the end of the day, we will still come back here and have our say.
What are your takes on ghost names appearing in documents and people? In fact, it's almost as if Ghanaians have accepted the culture of governments being ghost names on payments in government institutions. And when I'm saying this, I'm citing the NSS conversation where Madam Gifty, has she been released though? Because we keep hearing mixed conversation. So she's been released, but then this conversation continues. So at what point are we able to completely remove these practices out of the government institution? Like, when we are talking about documents that facilitate money to be moved around the government institutions, it should never be a case of at what point are we able to solve these issues completely?
But I think that President Mahama has demonstrated that this time around it wouldn't be business as usual.
We've heard.
And these scandals are unprecedented. The magnitude of them, you cannot think about it, that a single person can sit down with its cronies and perpetrate such an atrocity on Ghanaians. This cannot go unpunished. And so I can promise you that, the truth will come out. These people will be held accountable. They would pay back whatever they've stolen from the state. Because these monies could be used for something very useful. And so today, maybe my opponent or my friend may think that it's a skirmish at the end of the day to go, but I don't have the same belief, because things must change. And President Mahama has demonstrated that we want to take this country in a certain direction, and we must hold people accountable.
Over the weekend, I saw a news item that, is it a GRA or Attorney General? Is it Attorney General or GRA? Had recovered some monies, some 31 billion. I'm still trying to look for the story. Yes, so it is GRA retrieves over 93 million revenue via informant scheme. And I'm going to let us get into the story quickly. When I saw it, I was like, okay, so there's something that we can do in this country. Yet we sit down and watch business go on as usual. So the GRA retrieves over 93 million US dollars revenue via informant scheme. The Ghana Revenue Authority has recovered the excesses of 93 million US dollars and an additional 421 million Ghana cedis from the multinational and local companies operating in the country through its informant reward scheme.
So within which period are we looking at?
So I'm getting there, because I'm getting introduced to the story too. These were ordinarily taxes with results unwillingness to pay until the intervention of informants who use the informant application system to draw the authorities' attention. The respective informants have been rewarded handsomely for their initiative. Let me look at the timelines. So this was just of this. How long did they accumulate this money?
Yes, between which period? Between which time?
Right. So let me just get into that. We have recovered more than, as well as $98 million US so far, even before the year could end. So I think the scheme is yielding results, and many are providing information that is leading to recovering these taxes, which could have been lost if the avenue were not provided for them to give information to us about the inappropriate actions from these multinational companies. I'm still trying to look for the timelines. So I believe that this was introduced recently, or a couple of years ago, the informant scheme, where you're able to tell on your company, or any company you know is faulting tax, or is passing, backdoor missing taxes. And this is as a result of we being unable to collect. So for instance, when this conversation came up of the betting taxes, and the former finance minister said they did not collect these money. Someone brought up a very valid point, and it was really in the light of, it's true, maybe they might have, instituted the entire thing, but there was no proper system put together to collect these monies.
They have collected them.
Okay, so this is myself and the person playing devil's advocate, saying that, listen, this could have been the case, but also we have that issue here. The collection issue is the how to collect revenue, how to collect our taxes, how to bring them together is always an force that has been created to collect these monies are not, effective or whatnot. But with this money being collected, do you think that we have bigger conversations to have? Because if these are there, then which means that there's more.
Yeah, there's more. There's more. The reason why I wanted to know the time frame so that we get to appreciate the issue. Yeah. Whether it's a 6-year period, it's an 8-year period, or it's just a few months when the new government came in. So that we don't create an impression that suddenly the government is in and then everything is happening.
I think I read that there was no stated amount.
There was no,
the time frame would have been, the time would have, because in the country we have a Whistleblowers Act that individuals or citizens, good citizens, are able to draw the authorities' attention, whether the police, whether the OSP, the Attorney General, whoever it is. So there's a Whistleblowers Act that's already working, that some people have done so well. So I do not want us to create an impression it's happening just because the new president is in power. So the time frame would have. But nevertheless, it's a good thing that the jury has done. On the NSS issue, it's troubling. And then I initially was in love with the vice president's digitalization idea to introduce digital concepts. His Excellency Baumia.
No, but if he says vice president, the former
the then vice president.
I didn't hear the then.
Okay.
Massa, you can't come and quote my panelist here.
The former vice president, His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, where he introduced a digital concept, digitalization. The vice president came in as an economic wizard, suddenly coming to poor and turn himself to an IT teacher. It was surprising, but it was a good idea. So I thought the digitalization concept would help address some of these things, but unfortunately, as human as we are, no matter how good the intentions might be from the government to sensitize the system, some unscrupulous people may still want to find their ways in. So it's unfortunate if that statement is true, that over 22,000 ghost names has been created in it. And then the amount in question is also huge. These monies could build hospitals, could support the then government
about 48
agenda,
million.
one hospital. Some of these things could have helped. So I believe let's give the state, the Attorney General, and then the state authorities time to investigate into the matter, and then. But the Media Foundation for West Africa, they brought this issue to the limelight. Manasseh Azuri and his team, they brought this to the limelight, and then I'm sure Manasseh, before he comes out with such exposés, he has done a lot of. He brought up the SML scandal between the GRA and the SML, which is one of the reasons why the former finance minister has been prosecuted. So I believe there's some sort of evidence, but I said we cannot use the court of public opinion to judge on such matters. The court processes, the court will sit on this issue and see if indeed there are evidence of such thing happening. Something similar happened in Senegal, where an HR officer created about 22 people database in their system. And then the man has been in prison for about 104 years. The amount of TV, the number of employees in question wasn't as much as the National Service Secretariat issue. So it's troubling to see that if such a thing is happening. But let's leave it to the court system. Because in the past, we've also seen so many alleged corruption-related issues, and people are just mentioning names, tagging people. But at the end of the day, the issue goes to court, and then the person is still around. So I do not want us to attach emotions when it comes to corruption or corrupt-related offenses, because there are persons involved that we might end up incriminating their names. We end up saying bad things about them. I do not want any individual to go through that. But if it comes out that the courts found them to have conducted themselves in an unprofessional manner, I think the court should. So let's give the state institutions some timeline. On the GRA, where you said the former finance minister, Mr. Amin, spoke about not collecting the taxes. I think it wasn't untrue. It wasn't untrue. The tax has two components. The betting tax has two components. There's one on the stakes, or those who win the bet. There's a 10% tax that they charge on the and then there's another 20% on the companies that operate these betting companies. Or the betting companies that run the business. There's a 20% on them that is charged. It's called a GGA. I've forgotten the full name. That is charged from the betting company. But the issue is the companies themselves, some of them are unregistered. So it became difficult for the state to recover some of these monies from their company, because their companies are not even, they don't have physical offices, they are not registered, they are just doing it. And so it's difficult to find those people and charge them. But with the 10%, where there are evidences of people paying 10% on their winning stake, the minister cannot say that it wasn't implemented. If he says that, then it's untrue. Because the issue that was raised in Parliament was about the 10% betting tax. That's what the finance minister, Mr. Atoforsen, that was the issue that he raised in Parliament, that he scrubbed that off. He didn't make mention of the 20% that is being charged by the company. So if Mr. Amin comes out and say that they didn't implement any tax, I would first of all want him to explain which of the taxes are we talking about. You get it. But if you just say we did not implement any of the taxes, I think it's been untrue. If it's been truthful, then he's been selective with the truth, which doesn't sit well with a man of such a caliber.
So the tax has been collected.
In your opinion, that's
of course, because people have stake bets, and then those taxes have been collected. The truth is that there has just been a gross mismanagement of our funds. The entire country has been mismanaged. And that is why you can have a company operating in such a capacity, and we don't know where they are and how to trace them to get taxes. But it will not be new to the SWA government. It will not be new. It has been things that it's been in the system for a while. It will be a thing of the past in this new government.
Okay, we thank God for that.
You see, one of the things this past government did was to burden Ghanaians with lots of taxes. Instead of widening the tax net, just few people are paying, and the few people that are paying, they keep paying more. And when the taxes become unbearable, people find a way to avoid and evade the tax. And so then what you seek to achieve at the end of the day, you don't get it. And so these taxes have been scrapped, and people keep asking questions. Now that they are scrapped, how do you get money to do that?
That I'm sure is a conversation for another time, because we have agreed that now that these monies have been taken, these taxes have been taken out, how then are you going to generate revenues around the country? And it'll be a conversation. I'll bring you back here for us to have a conversation. Your take on what we said, so that we can wrap up the conversation.
So it's on the budget.
Not on the budget. The
NSS.
The NSS.
Okay, but I think I have some interest in the betting tax.
Okay. Quickly touch on that for me.
In the betting tax, Mimi, governance is a serious responsibility. In fact, it is a solemn duty, and it should not be taken lightly. It requires accountability and transparency, not trivialization. Dr. Kisela Atoforsen presented budget to Parliament, claiming that he has abolished the 10% tax on betting. I have no problem with that. But the issue here is, has it been truly abolished? In their own composite budget, before you abolish a certain tax, you have to present the act backing you have to present the act backing the tax to Parliament, right, for review and further, abolishments. Guess what? In their own budget, the finance minister presented a number of acts that will be presented to Parliament for abolishments. Interestingly, the income tax amendment tax was not included in the number of acts that will be abolished in Parliament. And so if you sit here and tell me that the betting tax will be abolished, it is a total lie.
No.
Look, let me give you...
We're talking about two different taxes now.
Yeah,
So I'm talking about what he said. I'm talking about what... Don't, please. I'm talking about what
I think we don't have to spew propaganda.
Look.
No, but I'm not
the budget has been read.
I expect him to extend the gratitude I gave to him.
Yes, please. Don't.
Okay, that's fine.
Look, when the finance minister came to power, I'm talking about the betting tax, whether lottery, betting. I'm talking about the betting tax. I'm not going to engage the back and forth whether it was betting tax. Look, the act backing the betting tax was not included in the number of acts he will be sending to Parliament for abolishment.
True.
And I'll prove that to you. I will prove that to you. So you can't come and sit on this show and tell the good people of this country a whole lot of lies.
So the act wasn't. Unfortunately, we have to. It wasn't introduced.
No, we don't agree.
So the question is, if you so want to scrap taxes on betting, why didn't you bring that in?
Act.
Absolutely.
The act is part of the acts that have been presented, and the budget has been read. The budget has not been passed yet. So the fact that he said that it was going to be abolished doesn't mean that it's going to be right away. The budget has to be discussed. Once the budget is passed, it will be implemented.
My producer said I should wrap up the show.
For the purpose of education, just mention the number of acts. It's down there.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're looking at the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Mineral Income Investment Fund, Energy Sector Levies, Ghana Cocoa Board Act, and EMAC Fund Caping and Realignment, Public Prosperity, Ghana Education Trust Fund, Fiscal Responsibility Act, Public Financial Management Act, Revenue Administration Act, and the taxes.
So where did you see the income tax?
It's not there. I'm telling you, it's not there.
You are lying.
What does the Revenue Administration mean?
Apologize before you continue.
Apologize what?
What? Name the tax. Name the act.
I'm coming.
Name it. You are lying. No, Mimi, please.
Did you see the revenue?
But I don't. It's like
greatest of respect to
Sir, don't interject. Don't interject.
You just read the number of acts you will send it to Parliament.
Do you know the composition of the Revenue Administration?
That is not what we're. That is not what it is called. But I don't like you and don't interject again. Please. Okay, so Jesse, I believe that you've made your point.
Exactly.
But gentlemen, you so much. And I you see, I side with you.
Sure.
Because if you're so interested in scrubbing the entire conversation on betting taxes is placed under a certain act, and you should let all of that go if that's what your interests are. But again, we'll come back and touch on some of these conversations again. I am excited to also let you know that we are staying behind this government. And I've told you, 120 days.
Shaka 20.
Okay. But it is to the betterment of this country. I keep telling you that if we follow on this tangent and some of the initiatives that have been in, I think success is staring at us in the face. Thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. This has been the News Review segment of the AM Club. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. I'll see you again next Monday.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo. When others try outside the box, you wonder, what box? To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Africa's greatest Achilles heels are not her politicians. Africa's greatest Achilles heels are not even her religious leaders. I believe that Africa's greatest Achilles heels is that Africans themselves do not believe in their truest potential and what they can become. My name is Moses B. Arthur. I want to especially invite you for the Trailblazers Unite Shaping Tomorrow's Ghana Today event. Come the 12th of April in UPS Auditorium. 11 a.m. The event is absolutely free. We have an amazing lineup of speakers, from myself to the founders of Pizza Man, Chicken Man, Chris, and his co-founder Ebenezer. We have the CEO of CPL, Dr. Stephen Debra. We have an amazing woman coming all the way from the United States, Makeda Smith, and other lineup of speakers joining us, so that we can just position ourselves for just one thing. We want to make sure that by the time we are leaving this event, we have been positioned into a place where we can think bigger, where we can dream louder, and where we can act bolder. After all, why are we here if we can do great things? Remember that this event is free, and I want you to join me. There's going to be some amazing giveaways that are going to happen at this event. You may end up probably living here with a job opportunity whatsoever. Don't miss this event for anything. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and don't forget that this event is proudly sponsored by Entrepreneurship Hub Africa, Pizza Man, Chicken Man, and MX24 Media. Like I always say, love and light. Cheers, guys. See you on April 12th.
From 2012, we have gathered for new wine. 13 years later, Levites gather. It's time to be refreshed, renewed, and poured out. Ladies and gentlemen, MOG Music presents New Wine 2025. Theme, Back to the Basics. Venue, First Love Center. Encounter true power with ministrations from Joe Metal, Kwame Jedu, Reverend Barry Nikwe, Pastor Isaiah, and Obapa Christie. Date, 30th March. Time, 5 p.m. Rate, single, 100 Ghana cedis. VIP, 200 Ghana cedis. Family of 5, 450 Ghana cedis. Sponsors, Omni Basic Bank, Secure Sanitary Pad, eTransact, Knowledge Tree International, Tank Palace Hotel, and Oasis Studios. Media partners, your ticket awaits you. Get it now. Dial *389 *777 # or visit Airport Shell, Community 11 Shell, Bachelor Total, Royal House, and First Love Center. Let the Levites arise in this generation. We're going back to the basics. Ready?
The legend. KNIILANTE. It's a decision. That love me.
Amazing. On the show, I am John Jermaine.
When you think about the title of this movie, yes, we're going to be talking movies right now. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. You're welcome back to the AM Club. I have my guest seated, looking very colorful and very beautiful, by the way. Let me add that. But I had that rant is a good title for a movie. I'm about to get to know about this particular project with you. So join me. Kuukua Eshun is joining me on the show this morning. She is an international filmmaker. I personally love her work. And she's always looking very nice. Like, there's no bad hair or look day for this young lady. Also joining us in the studio, we have Joshua.
Joshua.
Chris and Joshua,
Yes.
I believe. Yes, I'm meeting this fine gentleman this morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
We work here very early.
Yep.
But you're a filmmaker. You should be able to get used to being up early. Because I want us to dive right into it. What brought this idea up of coming up with it? Because you're already a filmmaker, so we know you're going to come up with something amazing. But this particular one, I hear it has a lot of heart and a lot of yourself in it. So let's talk about the project, Heart That Runs.
Yeah, so basically a Heart That Runs is a really beautiful, passionate and powerful project about what it looks like to discover your purpose. It's about going in a self-discovery journey to discover who God has called you to be, right? Whether that is through, obviously we're all filmmakers, so we're creative. So we're telling the story from the perspective of creatives, but it's really saying that your heart is running towards purpose. Your heart is running towards the one that has created you, the one that has made you, and the one that has put your gifts, your abilities, and everything you are for your destiny, your assignments, your calling, whatever you. But it's about purpose, discovering yourself, finding your place.
And it's so important that we have these kind of conversations, the very crucial times where lots of young people are diverting into things they probably just think it's trend. I want to just be part of it, but it's part of your purpose. I love that. I love that. But you gentlemen, how do you come in? Because I see you on the flyer already. So Christian, right?
Yes.
Christian.
Yes.
I'm trying to pronounce your last name.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not working.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's your role in this project?
Yeah, so Josh and I are the filmmakers and cinematographers for this project. So all these footages we took over the past 2 years, traveling around the world.
In 5 different countries.
Yeah, 5 different countries.
You worked on this project for over 2 years?
Well, they've been traveling for over 2 years to 20 different countries, trying to find something greater than. So when we connected, they're like, oh, you know, the young filmmakers like, Kuukua, we love your work, and we connect. And then we start having a conversation, and they're like, we're trying to find purpose, and you're talking about purpose. So so this is a collaborative work of like, wow, like, this is real life. Like, this is what it means to discover your purpose. So Christian and Joshua
have been on a journey.
To find something greater than themselves. And then when we connected here in Ghana, they figured, wow, we were looking for purpose.
But Joshua, at what point in your life, because I'm looking at you and I'm thinking you're like very young, unless of course you're just handsome, but you look very young. And so in my mind, I'm like, what is it with going on a journey of finding your purpose? Like, at what point did you decide that I want to do this?
Well, actually about 3 years ago, me and Chris took a trip out of the country and we realized that like traveling was something we really wanted to do. And then through filmmaking and like being creative, we decided that we wanted to document our travels and we wanted to use that to kind of like just show the world our story and tell other people's stories. So then through that, we knew we were looking for something, but we didn't know what we were looking for. So it was just like every day we were waking up, we were, you know, making films, doing great things, but like we were still missing something. And it wasn't until we came to Ghana and met Kuukua that we realized that we were looking for purpose. So I feel like it's amazing that how this film came together.
And then you lot decided that, no, it's going to be a movie that we're going to share with the world. We're sharing our lives with the world and also helping young people like us to discover something that they might be looking for but don't know what exactly they're looking for. What are you looking at this project to solely achieve when it comes to discovering purpose with our young generation that seems to be very missing, because I think we're missing.
Well, most importantly, I just want to make a positive impact to the younger generations. Even older generations, I feel like everybody has a purpose, and I know, at least for me, I'm still trying to find my purpose, and it took a while for me to discover what I liked and what I wanted to do with the filmmaking, so I just want to be able to let people know to go out there and discover themselves and find their purpose.
Would you say you have found yourself? Would you say that the journey has ended? You've discovered who you are? Or what
I would say, when it comes to self-discovery journey, it's a lifetime. My purpose didn't come suddenly. You kind of discover things you can do, your abilities. Oh, I can dance, I can draw, I can paint. You know, I can do makeup. I feel like the dots connect as you grow, but the more you search for God, you will find yourself in God. That's how what I
You're
believe about the
centering this entire finding a purpose
without
on God.
Oh yeah, without God, how do you discover your purpose? There's a creator and you're a creation. So without your creator, how can you understand who you are and what you
Interesting
do, right?
perspective, I would say.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're filmmakers. There's a reason why I'm African. There's a reason why I'm woman. What is that reason? I can't find out until I find out who made me. That's just how it is.
Is this what she told you guys?
That's exactly.
And then you were this time you were like, actually.
Yeah, the first time we met, we had a long conversation about purpose, and it just, I don't know, it just struck something in me.
Sofumami Kuukua. Do you know what Sofumami is?
I do not.
You do not.
I know.
You have to be more Ghanaian now. Because Mr. Ampon,
Mr. Ampon.
Mr. Ampon, you can't even pronounce your own name.
Ampon, sorry.
Mr. Ampon, you can't even pronounce your own name. Okay, so now we're bringing it out. The work is done.
Yes.
You have put your life and your heart into this project. How are we going to have people watch? When is it coming out? Tell us all about it.
So this is happening at the Goethe Institute right here in Accra, Ghana.
Okay.
Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m.
Okay.
So yeah, we're excited. We want young people to come, people looking for purpose, creative people, anyone that desires to do something greater than themselves, anyone that desires to have impact. That's like, I know I have something, but I can't quite figure it out. This is the place to be. There's going to be conversations as well, panel talk with some incredible minds. So yeah, you're going to be inspired.
So 6:30 tomorrow at
Goethe Institute.
What's the pronunciation of that?
Goethe. It's a German word, yeah.
German word, because me, I'm Ghanaian. I don't know German word. 6:30, not 7 o'clock.
No, please.
Not
it's a
Ghana
film
man
screening. This is not Ghana man time, I beg.
6:30. Are we paying for this? Is it for free, gentlemen?
Everything's completely free.
Completely
free. Yeah.
So my buddies and I can just pass through, swing by 6:30, just be on time.
Yes.
And what other things are we going to be doing apart from the panel discussions, the movie? Because we get to see the movie then.
Absolutely.
Okay, everything or trailer?
Everything.
Oh, everything. The entire thing. And also there's going to be networking opportunity. Obviously, Goethe Institute is a institute of the German embassy, so there's going to be a lot of incredible people. So this is a place to network and get to know people. And
you might just find your purpose.
You might just find. You might just find
even
your better half. Who knows?
Wow. Wow. The conversation swing really fast. but for you as a Ghanaian, I'm going to come back to you because you're a Ghanaian boy.
Yes.
And I need you to connect better with your roots, right? Staying here for how long have you been here working on this project?
Almost 3 months now.
Oh, and how has that been?
It's been amazing. I actually came to Ghana to connect with my roots, so that's part of the journey.
Ghana won again. So, I mean, had any Ghanaian food?
I mean, my parents are Ghanaian, so I've grown up with them. I've had plenty
Ghanaian
of food growing up.
Yeah.
Where you were.
But the food here is amazing, I will say. The food here is amazing. Yeah.
But it's a different culture for you. Because you are from Senegal?
Kenya.
Yeah. Kenya is not far from here, but it's very close. We are friends, we're cousins, I believe.
Yes.
As we are with Nigeria. So don't worry, we're friends. But I mean, getting to know a whole new culture. How has it been like being here, experiencing the Ghanaian people?
I'll say there's some similarities between Kenya and Ghana, like the way of living.
Yeah.
I mean, both people are very, very hardworking people, so I can see similarities there, but I do have to say the Ghanaian food is better. I'm not gonna lie.
I see, Ghana is winning on this platform this morning.
That's amazing.
Ghana is winning, really. So I am excited, particularly when she told me about the project, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yes.
Because for me, my generation is missing out on a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot that we could do with ourselves as individuals that will help us live our full potential. Will help live our full self. But then we are following trends. We're living people's dreams, and it's frustrating to watch someone that you could be a better version of yourself.
Absolutely.
But then they themselves don't even care.
Yeah.
Because once I'm living today, I'm having the best of whatever time I am having right now. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this movie is.
I just was gonna say something that purpose is so powerful that a single conversation about purpose with Chris and Josh are incredibly talented cinematographers. A single conversation about purpose can produce a movie that is now That's how powerful it is. It's not even like the journey. It was a conversation, and that has begun something that for the rest of our lives, we have this film.
Wow.
So that's how powerful Purpose is. So I urge everyone to discover who you are.
And I believe this connection is going to birth more projects.
Absolutely. For sure.
So in the future, what are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at...
Is the way
because we've been having conversations about traveling to different countries and doing different things. Okay. But stay tuned.
Okay.
Just know you have some very incredible minds on this platform this morning.
I'm an actress too, you know.
Listen, Mimi.
I mean, you just never know. I could act. Okay, so
Mimi, we're going to be contacting you. Please, give me your manager's number. We're going to be contacting you.
I'm going to send you my manager's number. But please, how do we connect with you and follow the amazing things you're doing? Your social media handles, websites, whatever. Please share with us.
So you can follow me on Instagram at jay.amp.
Okay.
I post a lot of travel content, a lot of more of my work, more of what we've been doing over the couple years. And YouTube is the same name.
Okay, please.
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, I am Flyrels, IAMFLYRELL. And also it's the same as Josh. I post more of my travel content there. Pictures, videos, so yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And Kuukua Eshun.
Yes, I mean...
Ghanaian superstar.
Thank you. You can find me on social media at Kooks, K-U-U-K, S-S-S, Kuukua Eshun on all platforms. And if you're a creative, young creative, and you want to discover your purpose, please, my DMs are open. Any questions or you want to be a PA on set, I'm happy to connect and help.
Love that. And I love that she put that bit in because lots of these filmmakers come out of school and they do not have anywhere they can practice some of these skills they learned in school. So thank you for opening that door. But we're going tomorrow, 6:30, to the GOETHE. What am I pronouncing? Goethe Institute. Cantonment.
Yes.
So Goethe Institute is in Cantonment, 6:30 p.m. If you're struggling with, where to find it, please slide into Kuukua's DM and she'll give you the direction. And I'm sure the flyers are all on social media. Please come. And it's so important to me that the young people participate in this movie screening because you will get to learn how to even find your own purpose through other people's lenses and even get guidelines on how to get this done. So please, let's go there. I'm going to be there. We're going to just have fun, connect, and also learn valuable lessons. Gentlemen and my beautiful lady, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
I was going to ask you what are your ages, but do you want to share your age?
Yeah.
You don't mind, Chris? Chris, how old are you?
I'm 23.
I know, so young.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
And so brilliant, so young and brilliant. Look at that.
Look at your life. I knew it. Because this, oh wow, this is amazing.
So young and brilliant. This is what it means to discover your purpose. Yeah.
I actually love it for you.
Yeah.
Because you get to find life a little easier than most people.
Yeah.
So I love it for you. Listen, thanks so much for sharing yourself with us this morning on the show. I've had so much fun. Thank you so much for coming. We're seeing you tomorrow, 6:30 at the Goethe Institute in Cantonment. Okay, let's go have fun, network, and learn valuable lessons. My name is Miriam Uduak Mensah. This has been the AM Club on MX24. We come to you every single weekday, Monday to Friday. That is from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on MX24. Join us on all social media platforms. It's MX24GH. Okay, let's connect. Let's build this community together. We're growing together, so please, let's keep learning and growing together. See you tomorrow.